Hello, hello. I was just being fashionably late. That's what you said. That's the way it is.
Yeah,
Fashionably late.
place is growing on you.
Yeah. Well, I got the air conditioners in tomorrow. The guy came up. This guy, unbeknownst to me, so we went in there yesterday to get another heater unit for the shower. Being two of them, he installs it. Two. One of the young guys. But what pissed me off? Oh, he says, "Oh, I'll do them for 600 a piece." Well, that's good. They don't include the rest of this shit till you get there. Then when they change the game, then they say, yeah, it can be like 3 or 4 thousand. Yeah, always, man.
So you got windows yet?
I got them ordered. They'll be next week sometime. Guy came out, got his money. So I got like a mirror. Look in the front and start blue on the inside. So they help keep the privacy till I get all that curtains up. Because you can't see it unless you go right up to it and there's a light on. Look who we got here, man. Golly. Viking said starting early today. I forgot about the daylight savings because I thought I had scheduled one earlier in the week, live stream.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
didn't
sitting.
even realize if you were going to change the time or not. I just came
Wow.
on a regular time and I got lucky.
It
I should
got
have been
it.
an hour early.
Yeah, yeah. It So I had to think. I go, man, why does this keep coming up 7:20 or 8:20? Not or 7:20, not 8:20. Or 9:20 for me, 8:20 for me. Like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about the clockers there. Who was here? Who was here? Who was here? I swear I saw somebody else here. Uh, last March, huh? Yeah, I don't understand that shit. They had to leave it ahead, man. I'd rather have my sunlight toward the end of the day, not in the beginning. I could give a shit when I was working, right? Because here, the little heart gas, I here the world don't get going till 8 or 9, and it ends at 4 or 5. So very short window. Get the local product today. Just been a bad time to be ordering shit online. I've been hemorrhaging money like crazy, man. I was surprised with the Windows thing because I was expecting um, to be like 100,000, 90,000, 100,000 peso. 69. I'll take that one, And then I had them get two screen doors. We call them storm doors. They go
What's
doesn't
it
right.
cost to What's it cost to get the tin on the windows?
I don't know. That's a good question because I thought they came from the manufacturer like that. But I don't know. 69,000 pesos, freaking sweet. That's like 1,200 and some dollars.
For how
Fuck
many
you
windows?
for what do I got? I got a big one in the front, two big ones. The living room one, my bedroom. So that'd be what 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that. 7, 8. We took one out because we're gonna put the kitchen in extension. They're the kitchen. So on mine too, they had on my length like floor to ceiling one sliding door actually, or two pane slide. Well, I ain't needing that right now, but it's something nice to have. So
That's pretty good.
my bedroom one was like another 4 panes, but we put the stationary in the middle and the two slide on the side. So they're already harping at me about, oh, you should get the. I got those. What do you call it? Lights in there, solar light. About $200 US. Thing lights up the. I'm gonna get a smaller unit and mount them on top of the wall in the driveway, near the house. So but man, I'm just getting done with this shit. And they're already talking about doing other stuff. One thing at a time, man. Give me a week off from that notification for more shit. But yeah, I'll get the next week sometime. Came out and measured. I went in the next day. I got a message. So the guy comes out and said, "How old are you?" He was, "I'm 48." I said, "I'm 60." He was strange looking. Hey, Dennis. So they're gonna they look good with the blue paint. And I got to tell you, well, the blue I thought I wanted a lighter shade, but you couldn't get that in the other than latex for some reason. I don't understand, but that's what
Hey,
they got.
Dennis.
So every time I look at the the colors will change when you get more white in there. I got the approach to the steps. It's like a matte finish, white. So yeah, white and blue all over the place. And the window frames are white. The house is blue. I can't switch color. I couldn't go to yellow like the inside because the roof is blue. But
Hey, Dennis. How's things in
every,
the Great White North? You still there, or are you on vacation?
every time I look at that paint, man, I think of Florida.
Looks like a house in Key West.
Well, yeah, dude. I'm telling you, man. At first, I was like, oh, man, I gotta get used to this shit. But then, I see how they milk, in their paint. They milk it. You know.
Yeah, it looks like union labor.
Yeah, well, leave a little edge around the uncle like put the skim coat there between the what do you call it, the fascia and um,
You got to
the
give them
wall.
a got to give
The
them a
wall.
40-minute break every 20 minutes.
Well, they're pretty good about that, but uh, the skim coat. It goes between the house and the. I keep forgetting that shit now.
The hollow
Span,
block. They put a coat on it.
not the
They
span.
render it. It's called rendering the hollow block,
The
right?
span rail. So what they do is, well, he puts it up there for whatever reason. I don't understand. And who gives a shit about that little, unless something's leaking. I don't know, but we'll probably be in there in the next week, maybe. Well, maybe that, maybe not, because I have to get the internet, and I have to get the beds. That's the first thing. What I don't like here, when you go to, I didn't even know Wilcon was next door, because I was going to City Hardware. Because on HBO, there's a lot of vloggers that go to that store too. And I said, "Oh, too bad we don't have one," And then one day, amongst the many trips to City Hardware, they didn't have something I wanted. I go, "Oh, go to Wilcon over there." I didn't even know they were there. Otherwise, I'm telling you, their selection for tiles, freaking amazing. But the one thing I don't like about those two places is when you walk in, you got one of those guys following you all over the place, you know. And I don't like that. To tell you the truth, I feel a little uncomfortable because when I need somebody, then I'll go get them.
It's your personal butt sniffer.
Yeah, they've got a lot of people working at the stores though. And what's weird about it is you look you go around, you get your stuff, you point it out, then they go to the inventory room and you have a seat like you're waiting in a medical doctor's office or
And
something.
then a half hour later, they come out and say it's out of stock.
Yeah. So far so good though, man. I can't. It's just we're sitting around. I picked the air conditioners out because I knew what I wanted. They're like one horse, each room, and the uncle built a little solid around them, tight seal, so I don't have to add anything. And so we picked them out. I go, well, what the fuck are we standing here for? I mean, we're standing around like 20 minutes. How hard can this be? So when you're it depends what time of the day you go in there, and you might have 4 guys standing around you. All of a sudden, everybody comes and ain't doing nothing.
From that video on Facebook, looks like you have a lot of vegetation around you.
Those are weeds. Well, the mother-in-law planted something around there. That the brother-in-law filmed all that. So
I couldn't tell the wall around your property, or didn't see your pickup truck. He was focused mostly on the house.
Yeah, well, I just shot I got a picture on my story there on Facebook. The truck. I'm still going to go up a couple courses with the fact, but the mother-in-law wants me to leave it open. I'm like, well, I didn't put this thing around here for the hell of it. So I said, you can plant whatever you want right over there. Have fun. It'll have a walk-through gate within the big gate. So there's plenty of room. You plant whatever you want, man. I don't care what you plant. At first I said, oh, you go in the back of the property. That's a nice chunk of land. Then I said, you can do it right on the side here. Because got to do the driveway concrete and on the front of the house from the front, to the both ways.
But you want to plant flowers or vegetables?
I don't know, man, vegetables. So I looked. I said, well, I'm gonna have concrete coming in line with the front of the house, from side to side, and then I'll get that crushed gravel or lava rock or whatever the hell it is, and do the rest of the property like that. I don't want to have to cut shit. If I order a lawnmower over here, it costs me double. They don't even know what one is. I did have a neighbor starting to sing tonight, which was a horrible thing. Anyway, Christian's here, huh? Christian ought to come on and show herself for the rest of it. I guess it's gonna be a while before sign comes on here. I think what's the name? Adrian's here this week. Should be here today. Up there by the wife's hometown.
Michael had a live yesterday. I heard Simon on there.
Oh, he did? What time of the day was that at?
Oh, shoot. I guess it was, well, you were in bed. It was probably like 11 your time at night. Probably went till, he was on till like 5 probably in the morning when you woke up or something. So
yeah, no. So that's the last thing on my mind.
Yeah.
Ever since I've been here, it's been different,
Me and Gary and Simon and Ronald.
Whoa. what about Vincent?
Yeah, Vincent was on.
Hmm.
I guess Gary says he's planning to go to the Philippines in July, and we said, yeah, July of what year? But uh, he's
Yeah,
going.
especially
He's
that
headed to
kid.
Tacloban. Tacloban.
Sure he is.
That's where his
And then he'll
latest
and then he'll
spruce
be
is.
he's probably there, and then he'll be in Thailand after.
Yeah.
But
So
let's just face facts, man. Well, how long's it been now? 3, 4 years preparing. He's at a point in his life where he has there's no upside to giving somebody else's money. It wouldn't be much anyway. Probably also security. Probably didn't even make that the 3 4 quarters or whatever, 35 or 40, whatever it was to require. So he's living solely on. It's okay like that until something comes up.
yeah,
So
he's giving his stuff away and all that. So, but he's making one more visit to Texas to see his brother, I guess, for almost a week
when there's going to be an
next month.
emergency, the emergency's got to stay there.
So I told him, why not just make that part of your route to the Philippines? Because that's just,
Yeah.
even though it's 2 or 3 hours, it's still not much less flying, But
If
you can
if
get a
I'd have been,
flight from Dallas to Japan or Dallas probably to Hong Kong direct.
yeah, you can Houston too.
I don't know
But
about Hong Kong, but I know you can go Dallas to Tokyo.
I, I probably, oh man, I didn't realize it, but when I go to Western Union here, I had my son pick up some money from, or have me pick up something from him, from my wife, and my sister-in-law. And they do flights too from Philippine Airlines. This will be the first time I ever used them, but the last 2 times I used Qatar and super service, nice colors inside the plane. People got nice uniforms on. The SM here, the SM. If anybody ever dropped anything, they got one chick that works in the elevator, and you couldn't get more of a tighter fucking outfits. You thought about being sexy. Trump would love it.
Hey,
But
Gary pulled out this phone yesterday, brand new in a box. It was like 20 years old, right? He said, "You think I can use this in the Philippines as my extra phone?" Vincent said, "Yo, Gary." He said, "Gary, that's probably 2G or less." He said,
was that a
You're
flip
not
phone?
going to be able to use that in the Philippines."
Yeah. Stranger things have happened.
It was like one of the very first phones that ever had a screen on it, but
So,
it looked
yeah,
like a little brick.
that
But it was
reminded me.
brand new in the box, and he was wondering if he could use it in the Philippines. I don't know. Good luck with that.
Everything's probably tarnished. You know what I mean? It's
I hope he researches how to, get his phone and get a number here in the States for when he
he,
calls. But hey,
hey,
he's
Chris,
done years of research online, so
he's yeah, he's no dummy, man. He a lot smarter than he lets on. But, you know,
the
probably
only
somebody.
issue the only issue I would have with going there is how to get my money to me. So
And that's a world travel. I haven't seen Ron in quite a while. I know I sent him a message. How you doing? No, he's on morning. Boy, I got to see everybody I wanted to. I had no set. And that says hello to everybody. It's even earlier in Washington State. Oh, wow.
yeah, it's only 5:44 a.m.
Yeah.
Hello, Nanette. Where's Nanette out of? Philippines?
Where is she? Yeah, she's over in Cebu. Right? or somewhere in the zone, right? It was some kind of government job because she went through here before I came back last year. Yeah, I read your comments. Everybody read your comments. They're King of Canada.
And where's Hart from?
I don't.
She Philippines also?
Who?
Hart.
Oh yeah. She's OFW Christian also.
Yeah, but is
So
she in the Philippines or is she somewhere
oh no,
overseas?
she's in Asia, in Middle East.
Oh, Middle East. Okay.
Now, let's see there. Tell G-Man just use smoke signals.
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't a
Instead of
slur.
the old phone.
If that ain't a slur, huh? Yeah. Hi, Dennis. Everybody says hi to you. Hope it makes you feel good, man.
$5 says he's going to be there like a month, and he's going to be
Oh, look at that. Look at
he's
this.
going to be sending messages on Messenger. Help me, guys! All my accounts are locked. I can't get my money.
Humpty Dumpty, man. Out loud, you F idiot. Oh my God. I think that. Where's my moderators when I need them?
Dennis is going for the record of getting banned on every live stream he's ever attended, right, Dennis? He's itching for time. He's going for the world record of timeouts.
Hey, that don't mean anything to him because the most important things in his life is pussy and money. So
yeah.
So I'll be on every comment he says that I choose to read there. So
right.
I don't want you to feel
out loud.
Out loud, oh man.
Hey, Chris.
I wouldn't even get that from the Twit.
Twit's how you doing, Chris? Young guy, when you ever gonna make your way to the Philippines, Chris?
Yeah, man, he's a little behind Gary there. I swear he said about 2 years. That was 3 years ago.
Yeah, but he's about 25 years less than Gary. So he's got some.
More than that, man.
Maybe more. I thought he said he thought he was pushing 50, right? Maybe late 40s, right, Chris?
No, younger than Chris.
You said you had a birthday recently.
There he is. Better than beer. Yeah. Well, the wheels on the bus made me some good fucking coin. And I'm glad I got that, but I hated every minute of it, man. Yeah. Push.
Those government jobs are great, Dennis, till the government goes bankrupt.
Well, every time
we're going to be out of it.
Every time you have a problem, they always say to you, look what you make. No, we're talking about the obvious shit, from being a non-degreed person, not having a bachelor's or a master's in psychology, and you gotta. For me, I knew more because I've been around this shit all my life. So, you gotta realize
when the government money goes to dust, Tony and I will be e-begging for money. Okay, you can send us some of that cheap Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
Of course, those will probably be gone too.
49. Yeah, I'll tell you. I was right. Yeah. We know all about the pension shit. That's been happening for years. There are very few, and when I got a job in the factory, they had one with next to nothing. But it's like $300 a month I get for 15 years. But I worked at a place called Semidyne. They got bought out by another adhesive company. They made sound deadening shit for Mercedes and all the glue that holds your the rubbers on your door seals and all that. That's the kind of work I did, and I had to make three skids a night, and make 3, and then make 3 and build a skid for more, and you had your right arm. It was like you had like 20 bags of 50 pounds, and you had a couple 100 pounds, then you had liquid, 50 pounds of liquid. Oh shit! And they had a 401k. That was it. They didn't. I don't believe they matched it. I can't remember, but all I was looking for at that time in life was I need to make what I was making when I left the factory. Because when I was in the factory, I did setup. I got into a setup job, like my dad. Apparently, he didn't know what he was doing because everybody always asked me, "How come your dad does this, does that?"
Hey,
So,
Dennis,
it's
when all the pensions go kaput, Dennis, we might have to go live with Garrett, the Irish premier.
yeah.
Maybe. Well, his euros will probably be gone kaput too, but he's got a lot of them right now. At least maybe we can have some bread and peanut butter for a while with him.
Peanut butter's expensive here.
Okay.
I found out today by watching this guy's channel, Olympia Life. The dude's from Oregon. Took an early retirement from his work for Comcast or somebody like that, and did a video. Him and his wife, they spent 10 months traveling in Asia. I hope the guy reserved some money for, because he got property right on the beach.
I read Chris's comment. Hart is retired now from her
Who?
OFW.
Oh, is
Hart.
she?
She's back in the Philippines. Well, good for her.
How old is she?
Just like
Okay.
Tony, living good till that pension runs out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? When I got hired at that factory, I I didn't even inquire about the pension. I'm like, well, it'll be a good one. Yeah, I'm there for 15 years. And one of the skilled machine repair builder guys used to shoot the shit with. He goes, yeah, it's only $27 a month you get. I'm like,
Yeah. You know what? When my dad worked more than 20 years in the steel mill, and when he died, my mom got a $90 a month widow pension. That was it.
that was
$90 a
it.
month.
See, you know what? My dad got $800 a month for 40 years. And in order to have my mother get the same for 800, he had to. He only got like 500 or 600. He had to take money out of his so she could get all of his.
Yeah.
When he, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, Chris, you're right. We should all go live in Naga, huh? We could all shack
Yeah,
up in the rent-free place.
yeah. So when I got the job at the county, I'm thinking, it was a company when the city ran it, the city of Milwaukee ran it, and then they turned it over to the county because we run right out of Milwaukee County into Waukesha sometimes, and I thought, well, it's got to be better, government. Although we were a private company contracted by the county for 38 years, and then the Democrat, this is odd, the Democrat was a rich boy. His father the guy's been in millions all his life. So there's nothing to him that he was more ruthless than the other guy before him. We were bitching about became governor, and he tried. What he tried to do was he tried to circumvent the fucking contract, the language in the contract, and he went out and awarded the contract to run it by this fly by night joint that said we'll do it for 2 million, when in fact that would have been, people would have had to kick out of their pocket like $4 to get on there, every direction, and it was against the law what he did. So then they dropped that real fast, and then they were allowing, at the same time they were allowing retirees to come back and work part time to do the trippers, we call them, the extra work, be like school or something like that. That didn't last that long, but uh, it worked for me, man. I mean, that when I was sitting there and I signed it, it was like, oh my god, the perception
Hey,
of my birth of my children. I was so freaking happy to get done with
hey,
this shit.
Chris, if we do go to Naga, we're gonna have to use you and Simon to be our interpreters, though. Okay, for us Yanks.
Yeah, because we don't want to hear somebody crying in their fucking beer. You're gonna have to take
We're
no
gonna have
pity.
an e. We're gonna have an e-beggar choir with all of us.
Yeah, there you go. Big university. We got to vote on the dean and the professor. I think it'd be the professor. No, he's probably here. We got 7 people up there. So anyway, the weekly story. Deal, deal, deal. You know, when people say yeah here, when you ask them something, they go, uh-uh. Or do the uh-uh. Uh-uh, you know. I figured it out myself. And I've been driving quite a bit. I'm making quite a few trips to the hardware store there. So they got 2 bridges there. They're redoing the road to the old one. So if you come back from that hardware store anytime after noon, you're in a traffic jam all the way in. But doing right. I don't know what he's doing, man. I mean, I think what's his name would know more than that, would he? Simon. Same old shit. You know, you can only do so much for somebody. You know.
He might need someone to arrange his dinner calendar for all the free meals he's getting from visiting
Yeah.
foreigners who want to take him
Hey,
out for a meal.
you got to be sweating that out when you go out. 'Cause I'm thinking, hey, if there's somebody sitting here already, they should be treating me.
When he pass out that check, everyone's got alligator arms.
Say goodbye to your pension. Boy, you're having a real boner with that shit. Hmm. Damn, you kidding? Oh my god. I don't know about it up in Canada there, but you do that shit here. You talk, McDonald's did, right? When they were talking at $15 an hour, and UAW workers getting what, a 50% raise? Shit. I didn't follow that all the way to the end, but hey, okay, GM's okay, we'll reward you. And they fucking, have more multitaskers having to really bust your ass.
Then they
Which
got all their brand new vehicles sitting on the lots unsold for record numbers of days now.
yeah. Well, I worked at a ran into one of my friends back when I was in high school, second school I went to. His sister worked at a place called I worked with two called Stratec, and we made key cylinders and keys for the auto industry. And I was a machinist helper there, so you know, I worked there. Cool people I worked with. So, some of the old people from Master Lock came over there, supervisors, and I knew that. I worked. A guy that used to work with me. He was there with me. Then I left him with the Master Lock. I mean, with the county, and then he came. I knew the dude since like 1987. He got a motorcycle wreck with some college kid pulled out in front of him, and he went flying over the thing. He got up, and the first thing he wanted to do is he almost killed me. Then the injuries he had, you know, he was hurting pretty bad, right above between the freaking dick there and in the stomach. He was pretty fucked up and inside wise. So all these
Speaking of
guys,
speaking of that, do any of the new vehicles use keys anymore? Are they all push button starts?
well, gee, I can't speak for anybody else, but Toyota's doing that. They
Does
were just
yours does your new truck use a push button start?
yeah,
Okay. Hey,
but the thing,
Dennis,
the,
Dennis, do any of your Maseratis or Lamborghinis
yeah,
or Ferraris use keys still, or are they all push button start? You got to heat them up first because you're an
The thing with
outdoor. So
that,
you got
the
to you
thing,
got to thaw them out before you start them up.
the thing here, yeah, remember that, man? I used to take a lighter, and if the key cylinder was frozen, but you was a bite in the ass because that fucker got even more frozen than it was when you
Well, you
got it.
needed a torch just on your external door handle to get in the vehicle first.
Ah, God bless those Bic lighters, man. If they wouldn't have been,
Yeah,
they, would, they were used for a lot of shit,
yeah.
right? Like your
Like the old
doobies,
military multi-purpose tool, right? It was a big lighter.
you'd have a little like a skin flint to go. That was like the hardest thing about their weed was lighting it. Or you'd be in a group of 7 people. Anybody got a lighter? No. Good times though. This shit in moderation, That's what allowed me to live. Yeah, what I'm saying is with Toyota, they had the G model, and the G and the E. The E didn't come with it had different taillights. Uh, it don't come with any frills. It's a good truck if you want to go that route. For 23K, you can get it US. The 4x4 I could have got was 2,000 more than the 2023 one. Was 2,000 more only than the 2024 4x2. But I've been pleasantly surprised with the traction of that 4x2 because, I got to remember to take it off of Eco. I schooled the sales lady on that. They say Echo over here. It's a fucking Eco. Man. What the fuck is an Echo? So they got all the same tail lights now. They got a push button in all their trucks, except I think the J. That's a 4x4 lock differential, 1.9 liter. Crank the windows down. So they got the same tail lights in all of them now. But if you want to go like currently, people, if you want a full bed truck, you can either get a Toyota. Well, Toyota J's that's a 4-door. What you call it? Zuzu's got their 1.9 liter, I think. 1.9 or 2.9. You can get that a full bed. It's a stick though. I don't know, man. I'm not worried about that shit over here. I don't think that intelligence level is reached that yet either. If a guy's got to go to that much trouble, we'll just have it. I didn't know her to get nowhere around here when I drive. Man. People are. I've seen 99% of people out here driving. They're pretty cool when it comes to right away or just being courteous. So it works. You do it, you get it rewarded most of the time too, coming back at you. That's pretty good. I probably, well, I say it now, but I probably wouldn't drive if I was in Manila. That's just the swamp. It ain't even worth it for me out there. I know some chick, her husband bought her a car. She goes, somebody hit my car and he ran. What do you expect? I said, why didn't you even drive here? It's insane. But it's a lot different. It's a lot different when you don't, back then I had to go back to work. So it was more of the same. So, look, you get a stick over here and you're in and out every probably more than that sometimes. Because you got all the scooters and motorcycles driving the curb lane to pass you. And I've learned that I just protect my right side because these guys drive over the the road. So they're at the mercy of other people's grace. Well, I where my house is, it's a good walk to the road. I mean, if it's freaking, they put in a brand new main road. I don't know what they're gonna do side roads because the architect showed me that to make it level with the main road, because you got all these little arteries, it would have to. You would have every property there would have to be taken, would be wiped out from flooding. It's but mine's up. I think I got 3.5 or 4 feet. So when we get around to the dry, this year has been rainier than last year. But I bought some sealant. They didn't have kills. But I got some sealant, and once it comes out when it's dry, I had the dude cut the grass real low. So I'll put that in, on the bottom. Because I have outside my wall, there's standing water. Well, I got mine. I was able to. I got mine for 29,000 US. Like I said, I stayed away from that 2.8 liter. They may have made it 3 now, but had issues with the air induction system. Well, this dust was getting by air cleaner, and it was interfering with the other sensors. So your gas mileage would suck, or your fuel mileage would suck. Diesel's not gas. So I put it in there. I don't even. Shit costs what it costs, man. I don't. I pretty much take the kid to school, and well, it'll be further out. Take him to school, pick him up. I saw a guy's video today, and a lot of the products, American type stuff, they have at Robinsons. They don't sell it Gaisano or SM. But Gaisano's a bit of a riot, or not Gaisano, Robinson's a bit of a riot. Oh yeah, look that. If I wouldn't heard about any issues with that 2.8, I'd have bought that, man, because they're asking 40K US for them now. And I could have got that one for 31 at the end of the year. You can't beat that. And another thing about color selection too. I got the gunmetal gray. They had white, they had red, that new green color they got. It's called bronze, oxide bronze or something. So other cars they got there like the Wego. If you get the top of the line, you get the yellow one. If you get the second to next, you get the orange, and the lowest one is white, something like that, silver or white. So they're what do you call it? They're shaming you. Somebody driving down the street that bothers to give a shit knows how much you paid for it. Yeah, man, you know what? If the twit came on here, you could come on here and do some soliciting. I hardly touch it though, man. I'm waiting on getting a scooter because you don't want to get. You know what the problem with secondhand is here, Chris? Secondhand, a lot of these guys that drive the trikes, they disable that speedometer. I think it's like the ones that GM used to have, where they had that like a bicycle. When you had a 10-speed, they had that one rod or lead piece that went up into the gauge, and you could disconnect that, and it don't leak. What I found out. I used to work for this Sicilian guy that liked me, and we one day he says, "Hey," I said, "Yeah, man, I can disconnect that for you." He had a Ford Granada or whatever it was, and he said, "Yeah, man, go ahead and do it. I do it for nothing, you know." So I take out their speedometer piece had like a spiral plug. If it had a spiral, and it went up in there, had a what do you call it? So I go and do that to him. He says, I saw him 2 weeks later. He says, "Do you remember that favor you did me?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "It cost me $2,000 for a transmission." Michael.
Hey, hello all. Look, I'm still living.
Yeah, man.
I
You don't
don't
look
know.
you don't look as you don't look as peppy as what's his name does. You don't look as peppy as.
You're
What am I
over
trying to?
there, Tim. You're over
Not as
there.
peppy as me. That's what he's trying to say, Michael.
You're right.
No, not
You're right.
peppy. Peppy
That's
for
you.
God
That's
bless you. Dude, he just came out. You know,
Oh, my.
Oh, you mean Pepe Le Pew?
no, I wouldn't say that.
I drank so much beer today. I need to go to Hank's. I need to go to Hank's. Give me some goddamn something.
Hello, Timmy. Timmy's just stories and blood. Now I feel ashamed that I can't remember his name, but I got two dogs the sister dog got get killed by a car, and this is all fishy shit because the one of the laborers saw the dog get hit by a car. And the car had to make up its mind whether he was going to run into the tricycle or the dog. So, and this sounds stupid too. Whoever it was that hit the dog picked the dog up. So how does that sound? I think it was bullshit. I think somebody sold the fucking dog, and you know that was the biggest dog. She was a female. She wasn't gonna go home with me, stay with me, because one of the workers claimed her. But I got the other two, and one's a scrawny little thing that's got his mother's colors. But these dogs are jealous of each other when it comes to me. And I could have one laying underneath my seat. The other one will come by and start growling, wanting to fight. But the bigger one used to mess with the smallest one. So after a few weeks, that small one, he started biting that dog's cheek skin. He'd give that dog.
Chris, that where he's at is considered a big city in Mindanao. I mean, Davao
Yeah,
is like 4 hours south of him.
I
But
don't know about
Butuan
probably
has an
8.
airport, and what, 1 or 2 flights a day back and forth to
I
Manila?
think they have two. I think they have 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, something like that.
Oh, okay, 4. Wow.
That's
I
a big
think
city.
they got
One or two in and
they
out.
got, they got one. They got one that leaves. Um, of course, they miss it by a few minutes sometimes. But
Michael
one,
have to go all the way up to Tacloban, huh, Michael, for an airport?
Never been to the airport here. I've been to Bacallan. Inky little airport.
I think if I read it right, on my way back, because all my other layovers are 3.5 or 4 hours, and
in the middle of nowhere.
I'm gonna ask when I get there. Hey man, if you got room on an earlier flight, I'll see let me on there. I come back on my birthday.
Can do RO, I think.
No, that's about 7 hours from here. One of the brother-in-laws, electrician,
Hey, what is 7 hours, Tony?
7 to from Butuan to what do you call it?
Not Davao.
No,
Zamboanga?
okay, just said it. What city we're
Cagayan
talking?
de Oro.
Yeah, Cagayan de Oro.
Yeah. 7 hours?
But I had heard 8 hours from here to Davao.
Well, you got to take in the beer stops along the way.
But
You got to take in
but-
the beer stops
But listen,
and people and all
I'm-
that. It's about 7 hours.
I'm being told secondhand information, so you can imagine what that's like here.
Yeah, that's probably about 8 hours. You're right, to Davao. Now, if you took a private van, you might be able to cut an hour and a half.
No, man, I ain't risking my life for that shit.
A bee hire?
How'd you like it when you're driving full to the meadow and you're in a vehicle without air conditioning?
Hey, I took a non-aircon bus from Butuan to my wife's hometown. 4 hours. Okay.
Dude, I took one that was 28 hours and now
They stopped at every little town.
you remember Greyhound when I go, man, I'm taking this bus to Ohio once. I go, boy, we're making a good time. Then they go off 10 miles into the next little town and pick up some more.
Yep.
And I'm like, then you get into Ohio or Pennsylvania with the Amish fuckers with the horse and a buggy, and you can't pass the fuckers.
Yeah, you can.
No, you
Oh,
can't.
shit.
It's a little harder in a bus, though.
I used to pass them in a big truck. I don't give a fuck.
I must have been. I had some to get on the bus. I was riding. And they must have been from a different. They must have been from a different faction because they were riding. They were
slowing
riding
down my horn. I ain't doing anything. I'm just coming around you. Fuck you. Get the fuck off. You don't have a license plate. You're not allowed to ride off the road. But creative monk, I'll just tell you this. If you got time to spend, then get to know your surroundings. So go by bus. But if you're in a hurry to get there, then fly.
Here's what you do though. When you go on a bus, take an aircon bus because I did not take an aircon bus on my way to Naga and on the way back, and it is a pain.
You stand on the wrong side of the bus, and you got fucking fried.
Chris, they have flights from Manila straight to CDO, I believe. So it's probably the best.
I never heard of that one.
From Manila to Cagayan de Oro. Domestic flights from Manila to there. Yes.
I've never heard of it.
Yes, they do. So that's the best way for you to get from Manila to there.
Insan and Davao, yeah. Never heard of it. I've been spending the last couple of years waiting on shit to happen here. So I haven't really been able to. And I got my son's wedding coming up in September, end of September. So I haven't really been able to wake up out of bed in my own place and putz around and do anything.
How long have you been there now, Tony?
April.
This time? April will be a year.
Last year I was here July. Last year counts as living there. I came here in January, went home in July for take care of the business, and I came back in April.
So you've been this next month. It'll be 1 year that you've been back.
Yeah,
steady.
So, yeah. So I came here permanently in 2022, and I had to.
You get frustrated yet, Tony? You get frustrated? You get frustrated
right now?
No, because he doesn't do the standing in line, right? You have someone else go stand in line for utility bills and all that stuff.
No, we go for a couple of pesos. We go to the Western Union place, and these Muslim dudes, they got everything. Go pay the bills there.
Oh, okay.
I gotta tell you though, listen. The wife went there last week, and she got a belly from the medicine she takes. You know, she gained weight, and she walked in there, and the guy goes, "Oh, pregnant? You go right up to the front."
Beehives are fucking nasty. Well, they're nasty if you have to sit on the sliding door
The
of the
one,
van. They pull the seat out from the bench seat.
I don't know
You
about
got one up high and 1 foot low. Fucking, it's the most uncomfortable
Yeah, you gotta,
motherfucker. Fucking
Chris.
steering like, and you're going.
Chris, there are direct flights from here to Cebu.
Chris, when do you plan on going? Do you have flights yet, or
It's
are you
Gary
going
the
this
third.
year?
Gary the third there. I tell you, man, getting here though.
You probably be flying east, right? Going the Doha route like Tony.
I should have done that east one again because I had no problem with sleep and none of that shit. It was I only did it because it leaves California, goes directly to Manila. But when I get to Manila, I got 10 hours fucking layover.
Okay, I don't care what app you use or what where you search your flights.
Mr. Creative.
Yo.
Okay. I'll show you this.
Morning, evening, afternoon.
Oh, incognito.
Whatever you want. Good morning, good afternoon.
Always go incognito and book your flights 90
Yeah,
days.
incognito. You incognito.
Yeah.
You're talking about for flights.
They base it your IP address. So if you go incognito, it blocks your IP address. So they don't know if you're booking from Chicago.
What here? I tell you what the money grab is. The money grab is last year when I came here, I was used to that fine for eggs and all. Hey, hold up, Mike.
Travis, I need a beer and you ain't buying. That's the problem.
Okay, go get it, man. We'll wait for you. So after, I don't know if you ever heard this one, Chris, but from last year, I stopped off in Manila for a couple of days. I thought, I'll go to the zoo and that. Unbeknownst to me, with Holy Week, the zoo was closed. So I sat there and I thought, I'm used to this overweight limit shit because within the Philippines, you coming over, you can get 50 pounds, whatever it is, kilos, I don't know. But now, it's 54 or 44 kilos and seven carries. So I knew about this shit. Okay, I'm a half a kilo over, man. I couldn't get it done, at home, no matter what I did. Okay, so when I get there, I go back to the airport, a couple days later, and the guy says, "Well, you're over." I go, yeah, I know, man, half a kilo, right? He said, "No, like 10." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He says, "Yeah, you're only allowed when you come in off from into the airport. You're only allowed fucking 10, man." I'm like, "Dude, what's the difference between whether I sleep here all night or whether I come through the door in the morning? The suitcase is gonna weight what it weighs." He said, "I don't know." So he goes. He goes to ask his boss. He comes back and he said, "Yeah, they lowered it from 35 to 1,500.
Wow.
Well, you still haven't answered my question. Well, that ain't much. That ain't nothing for us. But he never had a direct answer to a direct question.
They never do. They never do.
When he went to bat for me like that, I said, "Hey, I'll give you 1,000 here and they just had a problem with employees that were thieving money from travelers, a Taiwan dude. So that there was a lady behind them listening the whole time. She looked because I tried pushing 1,000 toward him. He said, "I can't take." I said, "What's the big deal?" You know? But the fact matter, and then I walked through the scanner. I don't even take my fucking shoes off. I just put my laptop on there. I don't even take it out. So
Well,
they
when
must
I
be.
go on travelling light, man, I'm just having a rucksack, 2 rucksacks. That's it.
I'm
2
telling
backpacks.
you, that's
I'm not-
what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing the last couple of trips.
Yeah, I'm just having the clothes I'm in, the clothes I leave with, and a couple of clothes in the bag, and then I'll buy everything when I get there.
7 kilos, man. I walk right off that plane. I go right to my next.
Yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. Apart from the first trip out, it's got to be like I've got to take a bigger bag for all the bloody chocolate and pastelubong stuff, you know.
You got
I've been giving my orders. I want chocolate.
44 kilos of chocolate.
Yeah, a suitcase full of chocolate. That's it. That's my limit.
Is this all for you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I made the mistake the first time when I came back here in 2013. And the guy and the lady said, "Oh, is everything in the luggage yours?" I said, "Yeah, of course it is." And unbeknownst to me, I had a bikini was in there. I don't know where it came from. And they kept going. They stopped laughing. I go, "What the fuck are they laughing?" When I got to open it up,
Well, they're going to have a blast with me because I'm taking a bunch of toys, a bunch of bikinis. I'll make them blush when they open up my box.
I wasn't even in on the joke, man. I'm like, oh, fuck it. And mates, after I walked away, I thought, "Oh shit, man, they think I was a freak."
That's okay nowadays, Chris. They'll totally understand.
But anyway, if you leave the airport, it's a money grab from everybody: taxis, hotels, the workers. You can't beat it. So, the best I can offer you is, if you have 10 hours or less, get to your terminal and stay with it, because it doesn't pay. Because if they're going to fine you, if you get 44 kilos, what they don't explain to you online is, internationally, from America, they'll say you get 50 pounds. Well, that's true until you want to go on from Manila. Then it changes. But they don't tell you that shit.
Chris, I missed it. I must not have heard. Did you plan on traveling this year?
Yeah, this year. Hopefully this year I'm going out there.
Good.
That's
Yeah,
it. Get out
This
there
time to stay, or you going to stay or just visit this time?
Well, I'm going to visit for 3 months.
Oh.
But depending on how it goes over that 3 months, I may stay. So in the back of my mind, I'm going to stay, but I'm just set up for 3 months. But if I like it that much out there, I've already got things in place where I can actually decide to just stay.
Yeah,
that's good.
I say that to anybody. Because you got nimwit people go, well, you know what? I saw 2 guys in the mall, 2 American guys, and one, they had to have been dumber than fuck. I mean, they were like 6'5" and probably weighed 400 pounds, and they're with this little one. I'm thinking, fuck, it looked like a father son deal, you know.
Mm.
But it's hard not to get lumped into that kind of I never intended, or that was never my sole purpose to come here. I'm as much as I like Woody Tang, I ain't spending $1,600. You know.
Well, I'm just going, and we'll see how me and the girlfriend get along. And if it all works out well, good. If not, it'll work.
It will. I know it will.
Oh, I know it will. I know it will. But if there is something, then at least I've got we've got that understanding. We're not like we're not leaving it up in the air like we're romantic. You know, we're madly in love with each other because we haven't fucking met yet. So, you know,
when you what it is is you really have to understand that they don't comprehend everything here. You know, and it could get it's simple as it sounds. It could be complicated sometimes.
yeah,
But in the on the plus side of it, you're gonna get 100% person. So well, hopefully you did homework what you got. You know.
oh, I've done plenty of homework.
But I always said this. I said, ain't no different. You know, relationship like marriage is what you can put up with. Say, Chris, you leave soda cans all over the house, but you never throw them away. If that's a pet peeve of that chick, then you're doomed. But if so that's a different analogy of it. But
well, that's it. Once you meet the person and then you're both living together for a period of time, that's when you find out the quirks and the bits and the pieces, right? So that's the period of, like, as I said, the 3 months. The 3 months is, I think 3 months is enough to live with a bird that you meet and then make a decision whether you're compatible, right?
Yeah, you're going to feel it if you are.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
If you don't feel it, well.
But if we don't feel it and it's an issue, then we'll just discuss it and move on.
Yeah,
no problem.
You'll be as excited as a 16-year-old on his first date.
Yeah, for sure.
There's something to be said for wisdom, man. It really is.
Well, I've got plenty of that. I'm a bit more older in the tooth now.
Yeah. You know what you can deal with and you know what you can't do.
Yeah.
And really, there's nothing here that you really can't. You just can't fight. You got to understand.
You know what my biggest problem is going to be for me, and I know you've had it, and Kiko and others have had it, and Michael's had it, and that is the patience to do with the slowness of things. You know, especially when it comes to paperworks and queues and stuff like that. That's the bit that's going to really test me.
So you being able to use your mind one way or the other is different than if they have a one track. You just, it's something that you'll just say, you'll know it when you deal with it. You just will.
Yeah.
And most times, a slightly educated to slightly more educated person is going to be able to tell the difference between bullshit and perception.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's it. That's the bit that's going to frustrate me the most. Will be dealing with the bullshit. Like out of stock, sir. It's like you haven't even fucking looked.
Before you even did.
Just taking a girlfriend and her family to the movies is forget it.
Chris, the last time I was there wasn't even such a thing as Gcash. So I don't. Maybe that's easier now, but
I'm going to tell you.
Having to use cash and everything.
Right. I'm going to tell you. Chris is on here. What I do is I have two outlets. I have a medley and I have another one. And I got it covered all the way around. So I don't mind paying if I want to get my money instantaneously. I use my debit card, which I get it right away. If not, then it takes like 3 days.
Well, I've got a Wise account. I'm going to be using Wise. I'll keep my money in the UK, and then I'll just withdraw it out of an ATM. And if I need to, I can transfer it from my account straight to my girlfriend's account and draw it out of the ATM without any fees.
But I can tell you,
and it's instant.
I can tell you from media experience and observation. There are people. We waited. Me and the sales lady for my car. She had to go to a bank, get whatever info. It took her a freaking hour, man.
Yeah.
People, the biggest part of their day is waiting on the bank. Don't open till 9 or 10.
Yeah, I'm not getting no bank account then for any foreseeable future until I know everything's cool with the new shit that's coming out.
That's why I say the $5 I spend, have it instantly is worth it.
Yeah. I'll get a fee. If I do a transfer with Wise, I get a very, very, very small fee to
Can have your
transfer across to her bank account. And then for her to draw it out of any ATM out of her, she doesn't get a charge. So I can have money sent across from my bank into her bank in 15 minutes.
They call it something
and then
different.
withdraw it with no fee. So it's a no-brainer, you know.
Yeah, but they don't call it. You got a new name, TransferWise or whatever it is.
Yeah, they're just called Wise now.
Yeah. Well, I looked at that one. Wow. I wanted to have two. I wanted to have an extra avenue. I got a kid on one of my accounts, so if they fuck with me, then because I had problems with Western Union before. So
yeah, I used to have Western Union, but then I got Wise, and then realised that was the better fee rate.
What you got to look out for is if you don't have your phone on that Wi-Fi, and they go, and I had a habit of not looking at that first, and the lady says to me, she says, "Oh, we noticed you were in the Philippines." So what? What does that mean?
Well,
she never offered any help. She just treated me like a fucking criminal from the start. And I'm like, I never did this before. Why? Well, why did you send 50 and 20 after that? Because I wanted to see if it would work. That's why.
Yeah. I use a VPN on my phone so I can connect and make myself look wherever I need to. I can still make it look like I'm doing transactions from UK on my phone. Right?
Look at it before you go to transaction.
Yeah.
Because over here, a lot of times in your phone, I turn mine on and my VPN's on Philippines.
Now my VPN, I can set it, and whenever I fire up, it just stays on that one I've set it at. That's the one it connects to first.
What do I got?
That's what
I got the British one. ExpressVPN.
Yeah.
That's a good one. It's a little more. It's more than the other ones.
I've got Nord, Nord.
That's what I've got. NordVPN. I've got two. I've got NordVPN, and I've got the one that I use most of the time, which doesn't cost me anything, which is Proton VPN. You heard of Proton Mail?
Never heard of that one. No.
It's an email service which is more private, and they offer, if you've got an email account, then they give you a free VPN account, but you can pay for VPN Plus as well.
Believe me, to avoid headaches, it's worth cost. Peace of mind.
For sure. I've used VPN for years. I can't afford it, mate.
Is your email say at proton.com or at?
It's either at Proton. No, mine's protonmail.com or proton.me is the other one.
Oh.
But I use protonmail.com.
Okay.
But yeah, I swear, because I don't use Gmail. Gmail, no way, not using it. Never use Gmail. Because Gmail sees everything you've got, every email, every message. They're recording it. They're reading it.
Yeah, I've had Hotmail forever, and that's probably the same thing. So
same thing. They're reading everything. Yeah.
I'm looking to go. What's it? Proton
Mail. Yeah, Proton Mail.
You can just go there and make an account, right?
Make a free account, totally free, and then you also get a free VPN account with that. But you're limited on the free VPN. You're limited to only a couple of countries: US,
right,
Netherlands, Japan. But they're still good.
Right.
Yeah, they're cool, man.
Chris? What is your you got a flight book yet or no?
No flights booked, and I've got a couple of alternative flight sites to book my site, to book my tickets.
Chris, if you were going to buy a new cell phone, what would you buy? What brand?
I don't.
Well, I've got a Huawei at the moment, an old Huawei, but I will never buy a Huawei again. I would go with an Oppo. I'll go with a Chinese brand.
You know what?
I'll go Vivo, Oppo. I would not go with Samsung or any of that.
I gotta tell you, I went to, I had to get a new phone because I dropped my backup York phone and broke it.
No.
So when I went to the thing, I got some Chinese phone, and the one thing I like about it is they don't show the what do you call it on top of your phone, the icons. They're in the phone. They won't display them. So
Yeah, that's good.
nobody will see it if it says Harrington Bank or something. They
Well,
will
How
I
do you
see
bought the
spell that?
girlfriend. I bought the
And then-
girlfriend an Oppo, and she's in that game. She was selling mobile phones. She used to work in a mobile shop prior to getting into a computer shop, and she knows all the best models and makes and that. And she said Oppo are great. You know what you get for your money and the quality of the camera and everything else. Oppo,
Yeah.
How do you spell
Brilliant.
that, Chris? How do you spell
OPPO,
Okay, thank you.
Oppo.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get when I get to the Philippines. First thing I'm buying is myself is a brand new Oppo phone, and then get a SIM. That's it.
All I do when I need it, I speak into it. I say, "Show me that X phone app," and it'll go on there. And because it's a little slow here, it takes a couple seconds, and it'll say install, and then it'll say open. You know,
So, Chris,
Yeah.
I'm sure you can have a dual SIM card in there, right? So you can
Yeah.
one from your
Yeah,
home
they-
country and one from the Philippines, correct?
I got one
Yeah,
too.
correct. All the Chinese phones offer dual SIM.
Yeah,
Okay.
I that one was important to me because I'm not yet ready to let go of my American one because I still have a little bit of business on it, and it's gonna save me a month. Adds to my will cover. I'll be able to cover my medications and stuff, no problem.
Yeah, I'm getting
But
I'm getting a medical insurance policy. So if I get sick and I can still fly, I'm going to Thailand for my treatment. I'm not getting treated in the Philippines.
Chris, do you
Okay.
think it's safer? It's safe to buy those online or the
What, the
Oppo?
phones?
Yes.
Yeah, totally fine. Yeah, totally.
I go to
I'll
Best
straight-
Buy.
Go
I
straight
bought
to the
my last phone through
manufacturer and
Amazon.
buy, or
So yeah, just you can get them on Amazon. You can get them on most sites. So just
I got my Yule phone, and the bad luck I had that first one for a couple of years, and then I go and break it. And I got a backup. I bought one purposely to back it up. And
I wouldn't buy a phone from Lazada or from Shopee.
right. But what I'm saying is,
No,
how can you
no,
be
I
sure
went-
it's not a knockoff? You know.
I went to Gaisano. and
Yeah,
got
no,
mine.
it's better to go to a proper. If you're in the Philippines and you want to buy it, go to an outlet and do it in person.
No, but I mean,
Proper-
I'd probably buy it here from the States. So Amazon, would be the best.
Amazon, yeah, because you know they're good and you've got the return policies. They're cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I buy from Amazon all the time when I was in America.
I'm buying every week. Every week I've got about 5 or 6 parcels coming in every fucking week.
So what's the latest brand and what are their prices? Are they comparable to Apple? Or are they a lot cheaper?
200 some dollars for that.
They're cheaper. They have the same quality when it comes to camera and what they specifications. You
Right.
can't get you can't really compare like for like with Apple because Apple are superior in their design.
Right. So are they up to a certain model number now? Do they go by numbers or letters? What's the newest?
I don't know. Let's have a look. I haven't looked for a while, man.
Look, listen, I had a friend in America told me that apples are that good that he didn't have to get spamware and all that shit.
You got the Oppo Find X5 5G, £600, which is 256 gig, 8 gig of RAM. Oppo Find X3 Lite, £212, so 250, $650,
A little over 200, I
Yeah.
The A77 is a 5G. That's £240, so that's what, $260, something like that.
Yeah.
48 megapixel camera, 5G. So 5,000 milliamp, 64 gig.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned about the quality really of the camera.
Camera. Well, you're
Stuff.
looking at a 48 megapixels as standard. Some of them are 64 megapixels in the Oppos now as
Right.
well.
so
you're going to get good quality.
I make the
Okay.
transactions I make. It suits its purpose. people here will pay
Right.
$700.
I'll just begrudge paying like 1,500 for an iPhone.
Hugo's like me.
Right.
A phone is a phone. You call and text on it. That's what it does.
Yeah,
It's
check the
same
news, sports,
purpose
weather,
in
you
life.
know.
Yeah.
I get
Camera
addicted
was
to
just an
anyone.
extra feature that they added onto it.
If I want to
Again.
know a score of a game, I'll ask Mike.
That's the way I look and play this stupid fucking.
And Chris, one of the
Non-loser
last live
game.
streams, what was that stream? You said Clear Stream? Was that the one you recommended?
Stream.
Or for streaming TV
What?
to drop cable to drop,
Oh, Q streaming.
Q
CU
stream,
Q as
okay.
in a queue, as in a pool cue.
Cue ball,
CUE.
billiard cue.
Yeah, Q streaming. That's like $60 a month, and you get all your channels rather than paying. I don't know. You pay a lot for cable in the US, right? You're paying a few $100 sometimes.
280, probably about £230.
Yeah, see, that's crazy, man.
Right.
I got rid of mine and internet only because I don't miss that shit. I'm not going to pay money for something I watched 30 years ago.
So what do you pay for internet only?
Over here, when I had the doctored up by the brother-in-law Wi-Fi router, it was $12 a month. And we haven't gotten into the house yet because we're gonna, I want to watch I'm gonna have my son buy, back in America, the YouTube for the NFL package for our football team, and that will, I think it was $300 a year. So my question is, now Chris is here, he'd be able to answer this. If I buy that through YouTube on my son's internet bill at home, could I have, with my VPN American on there, can I watch it?
If you've got the right VPN, you connect to a US server, you can watch it. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be paying for it, so I want to be able to access it.
Yeah, as long as you're connected on a VPN US server, they think you're in the US, you'll connect no problem.
I tried to do that just out of curiosity, and I couldn't do it. I tried looking at a couple other countries, but none of that worked.
Right. In that case, then, depending on the technology of the company, that some companies will ban people using VPNs to connect in. See, so that's the possible problem.
I'm gonna have them ask that question.
Amazon, I connect, and I can watch movies for free, just like if I'm in the U.S. But I connect to Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, you can. It just depends. So you should be able to, Tony, but it just depends. I mean, sometimes they change policies. Like 1 minute it'll work, next time it doesn't work. That's the problem with the VPNs.
If I'm paying that $300 plus, I'll slap the fuck out of somebody. I mean, come on. You don't. I ain't trying to sound like no bad. You cannot fuck with me like that.
No, I understand, man. I understand. That's like me with the internet. As soon as I get there, one of the first things, once I get settled in a place and I know I'm staying for a while, and I'm going to get myself internet, I'm going straight away for the.
I use my VPN to.
I'm not getting the local one. I'm getting Elon Musk's. I'm getting Elon Musk's one.
Chris, sometimes it takes these guys forever to get to you.
I can call my
family
back in the.
They got people working for that company that don't know nothing.
Yeah, I'm just going to get Starlink straight out.
I don't have no problem with it not working. This or that.
That's what needs alternative.
I can do saying that I'm in Denver.
Starlink in the Philippines right now. They've dropped it used to be
States where you're.
I think it was 30K, right? Pesos up front. Or was it?
Ooh, that's a lot.
No, more than that. Not no. The cost up front it was a lot, but now they've dropped it down to like 19K.
That's because
to get the package to start it off.
They got an improvement in internet here coming on. So
Yeah.
it isn't going to be exactly on par what we pay in the West. But
No,
whether
it's 2,700 pesos a month for Starlink. Once you pay the initial upfront cost to get the equipment, it's 27 pesos, 2,700 a month.
$50, 2,700.
Yeah, but you're getting 300 down and 25 plus up, and it's constant.
Probably 600.
And that's if you're if you can take that with you. So if you want to go out somewhere, go to the beach, you can still set it up on the beach. You want to go to the bookage, you can set it up in the bookage, and you're getting them streams. So it has its benefit.
All right.
Starlink, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I put $100 down before it even got to the Philippines.
Yeah, cool. Is that what you got? Yeah.
And then, no, I don't have Starlink. I have Blue.
Oh. Well, it depends where you live. I mean,
they never contacted me through email to say it was available to pay my other 500 pesos or $500.
$500, yeah, that's what it is.
The thing that's bad here. The thing that's bad here
I put $100 down. Put $100 down. So they took my deposit. And fucking.
Of course they did.
No, they don't even want to talk to me.
Of course they
because they got my $100.
Hey, you're like a girl. They're like a girlfriend. Tell you they're nobody like her touching your cock, and you find out there is.
Look, Tony, there's different types of Starlink. So you can get roaming.
Right.
Roaming Starlink. Okay?
Yeah.
So you can go from one island to another. It used to come in a bag. You can pack it up. Now they don't even give you the fucking bag. You got to provide the bag. But initially, you got the bag with it if you went with it before it comes to the Philippines. Now it's here in the Philippines.
Well, I'm not worried about that. Don't bother me.
Look, it used to be $100 a month. Now it's $110 a month.
Ooh,
that's
for the roaming.
Fixed.
Right? That's for the roaming.
Look, if you're a gifted individual, high tech guy like Chris is here, you'll find ways to
has to be fixed.
Yeah, I know the tech. I know the tech. But,
me myself, I'd get the roaming option. And
well, I know someone that's got it, and they're in the Philippines, and they haven't got the roaming option, and they've got the fixed system that they have on their home, but they have taken it off of their roof, and they've put it in the back of their truck, and they've gone down to wherever they've gone to, and they've set it up on the beach.
It doesn't work.
They've set it up on the beach, and it works.
I'm just telling you.
So you don't have to pay for the roaming.
They're so hard. Not worth you.
Yeah,
it's not worth your time and trouble.
When I've been buying tile and paint, I've come across the out of stocks here.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I said to you, Tony. That's the thing for me. Is going to be like dealing with the day to day. You want something? Yeah. Is it in stock, sir? Yes, sir. We've got it. You go there, and then it's not in stock. You know.
You have to know more than they do, which is that hard. But you'll have to know it. You know. So if you haven't, the ins and outs of all of this shit. You know.
Well, I suppose that's only if you're buying a place of your own and building, and you got to build. But I'm not going to do that to begin with. I'm just going to rent somewhere. Yeah. So the most thing I'm going to have to do is get a bit of paint and paint something. You know.
Yeah. You don't need. You can get a place for $8,000 a month. It don't matter as long as it's got a roof on it.
No, 20 to 30K a month, or less if I can, depending on where it is and how good it is.
Yeah.
CDO's pretty good city. The reason I chose CDO is because they don't have many problems with the electricity going out, and they have very good internet.
My brother-in-law, one of my other brother-in-laws lived there. And the problem with him was he worked at a
Look
place
at-
that did cereal. And when they, they didn't need him for a while, they lay him off for a month here and there. But CDO's got all kinds of big businesses there.
Yeah.
But I'm,
Well, as you know, my business is online, so I can be anywhere in the world. As long as I've got good internet, and then I can connect, I can do my business. I'll
you
get
need to work.
my
you need
business.
that-
My business is my customers pay me monthly by automatic payment. As long as I keep the servers going for their radio
you gotta
stations
get
to work,
right?
I get paid without even having to think about it.
The thing is, people don't want to know your excuses as to why you can't do this or that. Then you know better off than common anybody.
Well, that's why I would need Starlink there. It's a no-brainer for me because I need to be online. If something goes wrong, I need to be able to jump on it.
Yeah. So you cover yourself one way, even if you have to have two.
Yeah. It's a business expense. The business will pay for it. It's a tax write-off for me.
Mhm.
So that's why I'll go to that length. I don't mind, but I need to have the good internet regardless, and I can't be putting up with a brownouts all the time because I need to be on.
We haven't had that many this year as opposed to last year. We've had more earthquakes though.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's it for me. It's CDO because they don't have apparently they don't have many brownouts in the CDO. They've got a really good infrastructure.
But they got hit by that hurricane or that typhoon last year, though. Really weird.
Yeah, that's the only downfall of the hurricanes.
Last year, it dipped down. It hit them.
Hey Chris, looking at these Oppo phones on Amazon,
goodbye.
some of them say Chinese version, some of them say EU version.
Yeah.
What do you have to buy?
Well, the Chinese version will be
country?
like Chinese version will come with Chinese installed OS, and it will also have the Chinese power supply. EU will have a different power source charger, a different plug, and it will come with the EU software on it rather than
computers and phones is
You have
not
to
hard.
look for one that says US version.
Do they have US version?
No, I haven't seen. I only saw Chinese version and EU version.
If you got, I would. If I would go with any, it would be the EU.
They don't
If they've only got
mention
EU or Chinese, you go with the EU version.
Okay.
It's
C51.
EU version. Yeah, that's what I would pick over China. Come on, don't be stupid. Keep going.
It should tell you the difference between them. It's usually the charger.
Yeah, and what kind of charging cable do they use? Do you know? Is it a C?
I believe it's a USB
Is it
Type C.
Lightning?
Yeah. It should be a Lightning.
Type-C.
I don't know if it's a Lightning because that's mainly just Apple.
So
Correct.
They usually
Maybe it's a C type.
they usually just do USB Type C. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
but as long as you're aware how ins and outs how things work, you know what questions to ask and what to do.
Yeah. Tell it to bend over and plug it in. It works.
Yeah.
I do nothing. I
Yeah,
know
so-
nothing. I'm
Sometimes they may take a half hour to tell you that. Just saying, you got one foot in the door with your knowledge. So.
fucking.
So, Chris, do you just plan on renting an apartment or a house, or you don't?
A house. Yeah, get a house. I want somewhere with a little bit of land, so a nice garden to relax and grow some plants and grow some, because she wants to grow plants. She wants to have food,
I can tell you.
Right.
I can tell you from firsthand experience here. I got 690 square meters, and I had to fill 3.5 foot, 4 foot of dirt.
Right.
That's a lot of dirt. That's near 10,000 for me. Now, my advice to
10,000
any,
US dollars.
yeah, well, I got 55 for the car. I went through that, and another 5. But I can tell you, when you buy or you're thinking of buying, try to get one. You might have to pay premium price, but try to get one where you don't have to fill it. If you do, maybe 100 square meter, 120 square meter lot. Because otherwise, like me, you're going to end up spending a third of your freaking money on,
Well,
raising-
I've already got land. She's already got land allocated for her family. So her
That's
mum
still-
and dad have got land handed down to them through the family, and then from that she's got an allocated, I think, 200 square meters. No, is it 200? Something about 250 square meters of land she's got already allocated for her to do what she wants with. So we could potentially build there. But that's in the Bukit. That's in San Pablo, near Pagadian City. That's up in the Bukit.
You're gonna know about the height. You're gonna know when you walk over there, and there's and the ground that's under you has a few inches of water. You may just want to put those caissons or whatever they call them over. I don't know what they call them here, but pillars we do, and you jack up your foundation by a couple of feet.
I've already thought of that. Yeah. Because where her family live, they all live along the same road. They all live together on the same lands, and they've all got like places built. Grandparents used to have. They used to rent out rooms for the students. They had these big properties built where they had rooms built, and they rent it out to the students because it's near to a big place there. So and that's how they acquired all their land over time, right?
A lot of those folks, it's normal for them to endure that every year.
And they live right near where their land is. It's right near a big reservoir for water, so they've always got good water supply there. So that bit's good. You know, but that's if we want to get a place in the Bukit down the road. If we, I don't want to live in the Bukit right straight away. I want to get a place somewhere near, just outside of a good city, CDO. Rent a place.
You'll feel it when you get there. What's the what?
Yeah,
but I'm telling you, if I would have thought what the cost would have been to do what I did, I probably wouldn't do it. I spent half of my money on the freaking land, So now I'm not even done with that shit either.
Well, I've earmarked 10 million pesos for future projects.
You shoveling,
what you can refrain from is you gotta know a little bit about it, so you know what you're doing and that you're not taking advantage of. Because sometimes it just isn't worth what money.
Well, there's a few people. Do you watch what's his name? Kulas, Becoming Filipino.
Oh no, I haven't looked at that dude in years.
But he's had property built. He's got friends that built his property for him, and they're surveyors, they're engineers, and they're doing proper quality work, So, and I've watched his build and what they did, and so that gave me some ideas of how to approach who to go and look for, what questions to ask to make sure I get a reputable builder. But then there's another builder. There's another builder, but he's up in Luzon, and he's an American guy, and he's built his own. He's got his own American construction company he's set up in Luzon.
I see that guy, man, but his prices are Western.
Yeah, that's the thing. But he uses AAC blocks.
But
it's rather than using their crappy concrete, hollow block and concrete, which cost a fortune in material, and they crumble, right? He's using this new AAC block, and I thought, well, there's a good material. If I'm going to build, I will use something like that,
What they do here is inner walls are 4 and outer are 6 inches. But what they do here, concrete and rebar is king. And if you look at all the properties in the Philippines here, these freaking structures have been standing here for a couple hundred years.
Well, it's built on commercial sites because of the typhoon, right? It's got to be massive columns and steel, and then it's got to be.
But that still don't guarantee you that, depending on where you are. But I remember talking about when we took a trip to Naga and back. Because my wife's father's from up there, and it was, I remember that name. It just stuck with me, and I saw the name. And I remember this old dude. Maybe he was Brett, I don't know. But I remember it's early enough in the morning, and, they were exchanging pleasantries. And then I went there in July. What they happened 3 months later. I wonder what happened to him because, these people were all freaking happy and carefree, But you got to be you gotta do. You already gotta start with knowledge. So, you know.
Well, I'm going to do my homework. I've been doing a lot of homework for several years on it, prepping stuff. So, as I say, I'm not rushing into building. I'm not rushing into buying land and doing all that crap.
You gotta get here a year.
I'm going to get there. I'm going to rent for a couple of years, see how we get on, see how it lies. If I don't like it, if I do like it, make decisions down the road.
Something.
And luckily, I've got a few years. I'm quite young still, so I've got that ability, you know.
Yeah, you do, man. You got 12. I got 12 on you there.
Yeah,
Let me tell you how that feels. When I was your age and younger, I thought I had forever. And when I turned 60, it just fucking started clicking. And now I'm going to be 63 this year. And I'm thinking, my God, 7 years from now I'll be 70. And I used to think of that as, one day I saw my dad, it fucker looks old. You know?
I've already started to think about my health since the age of 35. I've been like, okay, very health conscious, thinking, right, what do I do to maintain my testosterone levels? What do I do to maintain so I don't get too fat, too overweight, and all that. So I've tried to keep healthy, eat healthy. But you can't catch it all. Even if you do that, there's no guarantee, you know.
So you take into consideration that beer adds weight.
Yeah, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I've given all that up. So I don't have any. I don't go out womanizing. I'm not one for clubbing and pubbing. Do you know what I mean?
You never, to me, as far as I'm concerned, I'm in here before it gets fucking dark. I'm
of the dark?
not familiar. No, I'm not familiarized enough to by my bearings and shit. I've never been to a bar here. I don't know if it's cool or if it's got plunks, you know. I don't want to go in there and get all fucked up, and all I know is I'm not starting shit, but that's never kept me from getting my ass kicked.
Yeah.
But I can promise you that. Won't go down without you'll have a fucking fight.
You live in? Why are you scared of the town that you live in? I can walk down the street drunk. Nobody
just told you, dude. I just told you. I know I'm not much for the nightlife. I don't know what it's like here. So
I'm the same. I won't be going out much on the nightlife, apart from going out for a nice restaurant meal, on occasion. So.
Well, you're gonna get that there in CDO, but not so much here. So it's just having your wits. Sometimes you're enabled because you're drinking some beers.
Yeah. A bit of socialising now and again is cool, but as a rule, I won't be going out much of an evening because I don't do that now anyway. You know what I mean?
You know the life you want to lead, and whether the life you're leading is going to work for you. You know that. It's not like we're 20 years old. We're going, what the fuck? Just go do this or that. But
hello, Simon. Early Dark Friday, is it?
Little smart helps.
We'll just take it as it comes. That's how I see it. I just one step at a time, no rushing.
Well, and not blindly either, because you're relative.
But I'm also going to be. I'm not going to be one of these foreigners that always expects everything to be like it back at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna zip my mouth and I'm gonna integrate myself into their culture.
But listen, I say the same thing. I am. But when I went to I had to take some thing when I went to the hospital. I had my uvula shaved down. It's that little punch bag looking thing in your throat.
Yeah.
And when the lady or whatever it was, might have been a he/she, and they said, no, you got to have 14 hours, 14 hours of what do you call that when you fucking
fasting?
So she said it said 12. So I said, well, I come in. I said, I've been fasting for 14 hours. That's over fasting. What the fuck is that? I never heard of that, man. What do you mean over? Oh, what is it? What's the
thought it was a minimum of 12 hours.
What's the penalty, man? I mean, but I'm not. I'm telling you, they had no explanation because I said why. So the
Yeah.
the problem is here when you say why, well, it's policy that you're not going to beat them, man. They're going to go,
Yeah.
so I said, she's well, that's over. So next day I come in, third day I go, yeah, I'm 12. Okay, and I go up to the room. Now I got a call about my room that I'm staying in.
Mm.
So I went through all this other shit already, and the person says, well, we have no more. Here's the money grab. We have no more of those 3,000 peso a night a day rooms. We have 4. Well, that's cool. Okay, go ahead. I spent about $1,200 out of my pocket. So I go to the room. It looked like a fucking like it needed to be remodeled. Like it was just run down. I'm like, this cost
tired.
or
It was
the
tired
TV.
looking.
The TV was fucked up.
Well, that's something I'm concerned about. That's why I want to get top quality health cover, so that private, so that if I do have major issues, I can get myself. If I'm able to fly, I can get myself out of that country, go to Taiwan, go to Thailand, and get the best there, because it's cheap in Thailand, and they deal with you straight away.
If you have a connection, that's cool because it can be expensive here, and if you have no resources here, you're fucked. Because I called my insurance company. Go, yeah. Well, the chick probably said it purposely. I said, yeah, I'm in the Philippines here. Like, do you cover me? Oh yeah, sure. But I didn't ask you full time.
Chris, also another thing, if you want to deal with not just other people there, but even in your own relationship with her, the difference in logic and reason. Okay. Now, coming from a Western perspective, we think if you do A plus B, then the result will be the C, right? Well, they don't see things that way, and they have a hard time.
Yeah, I know. I've already had many of those conversations
of A and B, right?
Yeah, I've had many of those scenarios and conversations with a girlfriend on that subject, and we've had disagreements and misunderstandings galore. So I kind of understand, but she's quite clued up. She's quite competent. She's not like your average mountain girl, if that's what they call them. She's on the ball. She's cool, but there is certain things she still doesn't get, and I'm okay. I'm patient enough to explain it to her, and I understand that. I understand this. I've got to deal with that scenario quite often, I expect. That's what I mean. That's where I've got to keep my mouth shut and just sort of grit my teeth,
when my wife and I were there visiting, in fact, it was in Butuan where Tony lives, and I wanted to go to BPI Bank just to open a peso account, so it would be in my wife's name, both of our names, but my wife. Well, they asked my wife. They said, okay, we need 2 forms of identification. Well, apparently her passport and her U.S. driver's license were not sufficient. They wanted Philippine government issued ID. Well, one of them was a passport, but she didn't have the other things. Like, I guess they have some sort of social security ID card or something, but she didn't have. But so they're giving me, I'm trying to give this bank like the equivalent of 400 British pounds, right? Just to open an account to put money in, right? They're giving us a hard time. I told my wife, I said, look, I'm not asking for a loan here. I'm trying to give them money. And they said, well, sir, do you have a letter from your bank in the U.S. saying you're in good standing? I'm like, why would I need a letter from my bank if I'm giving you cold cash, right?
Yeah.
But
this is why I'm not going to deal with it. That's why I'm not. I've decided already. I'm not going to get a bank account in the Philippines. Right. My missus has already got one. The girlfriend's already got one. Then I'll just use her account if necessary.
After we did actually establish an account, and we put probably 300 or 400 quid in, your equivalent. And after about 5 years, I asked my wife. I said, maybe we ought to check. We're back in the States. I said, maybe we ought to check online and see what if our money's still there. And we couldn't access the account. They said, oh, it's closed due to inactivity.
So be careful.
Wow.
They just confiscate your money, after like 2 years of inactivity.
They are
say, okay, your money's ours.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not going to open a bank account in the Philippines. I'm
Right.
keeping my stuff in
Right.
the UK, what I'm used to with the well, no so-called
Absolutely.
guarantees.
But I
hey,
mean, you living there, you would interact with it, daily or weekly. But still, I would be very hesitant about it.
well, that's why I've got the girlfriend. She's got her account. She's in good standing. She's got
Right.
Gcash. She's a
That's
Gcash
the best
rep
way to keep
outlet.
it.
She's got a little business doing the Gcash thing. She's going to apply to be PayMayer as well, which is the other online payment processor for paying stuff. So she can deal with that side of things on that front, and I will just have my money here, and then I use my Wise account to transfer money over to what I need, and then deal with it that way, and put it in her account if needed, and draw it out through the ATM there through her account, which then there's no withdrawal fee of $5 or £3 or whatever it costs,
Now, are you going to have any kind of backup plan in case, as you know, everything goes south and your funds, in the UK, would they still be available, or would it be like
Yeah, my
everybody
fund,
else? If you're going to
I've
lose
got,
it, you're going to lose it.
yeah, I've got a backup plan. I've got a backup plan. That's not a problem. I've already thought of that. If I'm only keeping money in a bank account that I need to keep there, all my other money and wealth is kept outside in a safe. I don't keep my money, the bulk of my money, in the bank.
Me neither.
Because I know what's coming with the banks, and I know they're going to be completely screwed very soon. So I'm waiting for the new system to come into play. Then I can think about putting my money from my own location to a
What do you
third
think
party.
about crypto hitting an all-time high? Do you think that's just a big old bubble that's going to burst big time?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yes.
I kind of do
All crypto is shite.
Right.
Apart from a handful, and you must know what that handful are, and you have to understand. You have to understand the gold-backed currency crypto. So you only want to invest in crypto that's going to be part of the new system when it comes out, right?
Right.
Not the CBCD crap that they're talking about, which is the centralized banking system digital coin, right? That's bullshit. We don't want to touch that. And there's only about 5 or 6 coins that are linked to the new gold-backed system when it comes out. One of those coins is XRP, which I think you've heard me talk about before. And so that is the system that all the transactions will be used. They will use the Ripple system to do all of the transactions in the digital format because it's so quick. So all corporations will be using that Ripple system, and all institutions, the new banking systems, will be using that institution and that system. And off the back of Ripple, they have a coin called XRP, and the value of that coin is dependent on the success of Ripple. And knowing that all the banks are now swapping their systems over to the new the QFS, quantum financial system that's coming into play, that means that XRP coin will be quite valuable. Therefore, that's a good investment. But it won't be used. It's not used for. XRP? Yeah, it's not a cryptocurrency coin that's going to be used for going into a bank or going into a bar and buying yourself a beer. It's not transactional in that way. Okay. Its value comes from its use as a service for the new system. So,
but you can invest in XRP now.
You can get XRP now, and I've got quite a bit of it, and I've just sat on it for a few years already.
You know what the price?
I would reckon if you've got crypto.
Does it have a set price like everything?
Pardon?
Does it have a set price like a crypto coin right now?
Yeah, you can go on an exchange and see the price for XRP. Hang on, I don't know what it is right now. I'll have to look that up.
That's all right. I can look it up.
XRP price is very minimal. It's nothing. It's nothing right now. It's 62 cents. It's worth right now 62 cents.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you bought a big old load of that now. Is that value going to increase exponentially
Yeah.
once this new system's up?
Yes. That's what I've invested some of my money into is XRP. That's the only crypto
Okay.
I've got. That's the only crypto I've bought. I did have Bitcoin, and I sold it when it was $59,000 a coin, which was a couple of years back. And I got all my coin. I sold out, and I made quite a bit on that.
Yeah.
And since then, I got out because I knew back then what was coming. And now you're seeing this big rush on. They're saying, oh, you know, Bitcoin's going to go to $100,000 a coin and blah blah blah. But that's all bullshit, because what they're doing is the bad guys that are running all this crap are pumping it deliberately. They're doing a pump and dump, right? They're doing the old pump and dump.
Because I don't like keeping my money on the bank, but I kind of keep my money separated. So my wife has her own bank account. I have my own 2 bank accounts.
I'm telling you now, the big thing you want to buy into right now, if you've got money sitting there doing nothing, is silver. And I don't mean silver ISA or digital silver. I'm talking physical silver. So go somewhere where you can buy physical ounce coins of silver and purchase it, because that is where you're going to make a lot of money. Gold has already gone up. It's over $2,000 now, and it's going up more. But silver's going to eclipse gold.
Yeah, Bruno, breaking.
If you look at just on the solar panel, last year alone, the amount of silver that was used to make solar panels was 350 million ounces.
$200 $200 a buy.
And then and then Elon Musk and all the other people that are using it for their electric cars, and then for tech and for computers and everything, the amount of silver that's needed is.
They just lost some. Contract today.
Yeah, you might have done. I haven't read on that, but silver is definitely going to go through the roof when it comes to the per ounce costs.
It's been gaining popularity here.
Yeah, and you can pick up an ounce for like $30 an ounce at the minute. So if you've got a few £100 that you want, if you can spend a couple of $100 a month just to buy a few coins, you'd be quids in.
Yeah, you know what? This dude told me back when I was in my 20s. I had a girlfriend that was in an archery club. The guy said, you know, I used to smoke like that, but I had to choose between that money and the money I did for the band. At that time I went, I don't fucking care. 20-some years old, 25.
I wish I'd have known when I was in my 20s about it, and I would have bought tens of thousands of ounces by now. I would have had if I'd have just known.
The thing is, back, you got enough wisdom to know what's bullshit and what's not.
Yeah, well, I bought into the bullshit when I got into the crypto with the Bitcoin, right? When all the big thing at the beginning of crypto back in 2011, 2012. I actually lost because I bought 20 pounds worth of Bitcoin, when for 20 pounds of Bitcoin you got thousands of Bitcoin, right? Because they weren't worth nothing.
Nobody backing it.
And guess what? I lost it all because I lost the hard drive. I was an idiot and kept it on a hard drive, and the hard drive failed. If I'd have kept that £20 of crypto that I bought back then, which you had to spend, you got tens of thousands of coins then for that money. And then there was that guy that bought the pizza, and he spent like, I don't know how many thousands of Bitcoin he paid for a slice of pizza, right? That was on the net. It was back in them days, 2011, right? I would be a multi-millionaire if I'd have kept that. That £20.
There was so many.
So your coin was just out in cyberspace then, or what? You said it was on
No, it's on a hard drive, and that hard drive failed, and that hard drive went to a landfill. So it's somewhere in England in a landfill.
So
gone.
There was no way to. Save
no
that
way to get it back.
recover
No way to get it
that
back.
hard drive.
No way to get it. No way to get it.
Suck it up and drive up. That's all I can tell you.
I didn't know that back then. Yeah.
I think you're pretty good at learning.
So you think that XRP would do the same thing if you're at 62 cents right now?
Yes, XRP. If you look into XRP and Ripple, the SEC, which is the governing body based in the US, to do with they took Ripple to court, and they've been in a battle for several years, and that's what's kept the price of XRP so low, because no one wants to buy it because of this SEC court case. But that's about to collapse on the SEC. Ripple's already won several bouts of their battle, and it's going to be completely, the SEC are going to lose on that front. So once that all gets settled and done, XRP will be like, that system's going to be in place for the new financial system to use, and then all the financial institutions will use that technology to do their transactions on a daily basis.
So you were saying that there were 5 coins. XRP is just one of them. What were the others?
There's a let me look that up for you.
He wants to know all of it. He wants to know everything. Come on, give me a few tips.
You know what? It's always a risky thing to dive in all of that, but when you have the background,
if you look up Kiko, ISO 20022 crypto coins, right? That's the new standard. That's the standard for the financial system. ISO 20022. There are a handful of coins that are part of the ISO 20022. They're the coins you want to look at.
Okay. But yeah, like you said, you bought what, 20 quid worth? And
no, I'm back in 2011
like
when
penny stock, right? At that
they was less. Yeah, they was less than pennies. It was like 0.0001 or something worth.
Really?
So when Bitcoin first came out,
60,
yeah,
what's 69,000 or 6,900? Which one is it?
What, Bitcoin right now?
Right, isn't it 69,000 or something like that?
Backed by gold now, right?
I saw the latest high was that.
Yeah, it's about 70,000.
It is backed by gold now, right?
So
68,044 cents right now. 68,044 and 94 cents it is right now.
Quite a valuable hard drive you have sitting in the landfill somewhere.
68,000, 6,800.
Yeah.
Which one?
I would have probably been a billionaire.
Oh.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
For 20 quid, right?
You would have been.
I bought £20 worth of Bitcoin in 2011 when it had no absolute value at all. It was brand new, and there was that big report in the press of that guy that bought a slice of pizza using Bitcoin. And he had to pay 20,000 Bitcoins for it or something stupid. So many thousands of Bitcoins because they had no value whatsoever. So when you spent minimal money, you've got tens of thousands of coins, right?
Hey, if you don't know everything about what you're doing and you spend that much, you deserve to fucking.
Well, I was young and naive then, and I just thought, oh, what's this Bitcoin? There's all big thing about it, and I just thought, oh, I'll put 20 quid on it and I'll sit on it. But then the hard drive.
Remember, Chris, you remember what I said about these guys starting out? They're going to make their money before they went public with it. And I said they're going to make their fucking money, and then they're going to offer it to so all these cocksuckers that got billions of dollars or hundreds of millions got billions of dollars now. It's back by gold, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why I say for the Joe blogs like us, if you've got like a minimal income and you want to get yourself in a situation where you want to be coming out the other side of this financial crash quite happy and content, just put some of your money, buy yourself a few ounces of silver. Gold maybe if you can afford it, but if you can't, keep with the silver.
It's all gold. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know, you get your feet wet and you pay enough attention. Joe Average that comes out there and goes, look at this shit. And he goes and gets $100,000 worth of shit. You don't know what he got, what he's got to get, and then he gets fucked. Oh, what happened? What happened?
But I would not put my money in Bitcoin or any other crypto apart from those ISO 20.
Look at that dude that got busted, and his fucking CEOs or some skank was fucking she couldn't get a blind man. She fucking tried.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit going on, man.
Yeah, man. So back then you didn't know where to turn, even though it was a few years back. But what do you get? You're banking on it. You're hoping it fucking goes the way you want it to go.
It's no different to the stocks and the bonds market.
If you had
What's that,
300K pounds, where would you put it?
I've put that and more into silver.
Yeah, you can't go wrong there.
Mm-hmm.
I've already put over £1 million in silver.
Do you have
not only
possession?
Yeah, I've invested over £1 million of my money into silver. I'll tell you that straight. I don't care.
And what was the price when you started?
This is still here.
Crikey!
Because you said it's what, 20 some now.
I don't. No, it was a lot less than that. It was under £10 then.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's gone up. It's I'll have to look into my paperwork from the date when I bought it. It was a long time ago.
A lot of
So
folks
do you have a trusted source to keep that going?
Yeah, it's called a great big safe that I've got in a location that no one else knows about.
Okay, good. I'm hoping, yeah.
Nothing's for sure, dude. Nothing.
No, I've got it in this. I bought a safe and it's in a safe and it's sitting there and that's it.
You know what? Somebody told me. Somebody told me a long time ago. They said
it's in a safe location, Kiko. 100%.
They said take this out of your check and don't even fucking look. Back in the 90s, there was all kinds of cash to be made. And I went from going, well, I'll put 1% and I went to 6%. I made more in that 6 in a month than I did with 1,000 for a year.
Hey Tony, back in 1984, I had a coworker who said, "Hey, I'm into these. I forget what they were called now, mutual funds." And he said, "You ought to look into. There's this thing called Walmart and Microsoft and all this stuff, right?" That's another one, Chris. I should have put,
What's that?
A minimum amount of money back in the 40 years ago, like Walmart and Microsoft and all these.
Oh yeah, if you invested in them years back, you'd be seriously good now.
Right.
And you can still make money on the market with investing in buying stocks in those companies. You can still make money, but the market itself is about to go complete kaput. So it's a big risk. You can put a lump sum in 1 week and still pull out money by the next week, and you could do that.
Right.
But it's a risk. But if you're playing the long game, which most people do with the stocks, it's not about in and out quick. It's about putting in and sitting on it and investing over time. You get bigger return, right? It's too volatile now to even consider doing that because it's about to go under.
You said the silver right now per ounce is what?
Hang on, I'll give you that. Hang on, let me go there.
I'll have to get it. That's a no loss. Even if it's 5 years from now, it's always a smart thing.
I can get it's in dollars.
Oh, Walt, burn us here.
It's $25.40 an ounce right now for silver.
Okay.
But to buy a coin will cost you more than that because you've got to pay the VAT on that. You've got to pay your tax on that, right?
Right.
So you're looking, it's £19.91 an ounce for silver, but I'm paying about £30 for a 1 ounce silver coin because I'm paying the tax up front, which is good about silver because if you buy gold is seen as is seen as currency. So you're going to have to pay your dues on that if you're holding it. Whereas if you're holding silver, you pay your dues up front when you purchase it. So if it's sitting there over time, there's no more dues to pay because it's not seen as an actual value as a means of actual currency at the moment.
Who's making that extra £10? Is that the government?
That's the fees. That's the fees of the bullion dealers. Yeah, that's the fees of I got mine through a company called Bullion by Post.
I'm gonna cut this to the private now because we're over 2 hours.
Okay, man.
We're gonna stay. We're gonna stay right here. Those of us that are here.
Yeah.
Those of us that are not know how to join. But thanks everyone for hanging out. There's 8 people. 8 million fucking people.
Wow.
Oh, that's a first for me. Are you kidding?
Going viral.
Oh, Walt's in the place. Easy, Walt.
Well, see you later. I'll be right here.
I see Werner's here and Walt.
Hello, Vern.